All right, moving on to topic 14a. So we're looking at questions 16, 17, and 18. I need to solve. And this whole piece here is raised to the fourth power. So the opposite of raising something to the fourth power is taking the fourth root. So I'm going to take the fourth root of both sides. When I take the fourth root of this, I just get x plus 5, right? Because x plus 5 to the fourth is x plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5 4 times. And when I take the fourth root of 16, I get 2. It's actually a perfect fourth root. So now I still need, and this is an even root, which means I need a plus or a minus here. So remember, for even roots, you've got to have a plus or minus. For odd roots, you don't. So now I need to subtract 5. So I get x equals negative 5 plus or minus 2. So x is negative 5 plus 2, and x is negative 5 minus 2. So x is negative 3, or x is negative 7. So then we need to check. It says check for extraneous solutions. So we need to plug them back in and see that they both work. So if I plug negative 3 in here, negative 3 plus 5 is 2, and 2 to the fourth is 16. Perfect. If I plug negative 7 in here, I get negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2, negative 2 to the fourth is 16. They both work. So those are my two answers. All right, let's look at number 17. So I need to get x cubed by itself. So I'm going to add 25 to both sides. That gives me x cubed equals 80. So now I've got to get the x by itself. So I'm going to take the cube root of both sides. And this is not an even root, so it's not plus or minus. It is just the cube root of 80. I am going to want to simplify that. So we're going to do a factor tree. 2 times 40, 2 times 20, 2 times 10, 2 times 5. And I'm looking for groups of 3. So the cube root of 80 is the same thing as 2 times the cube root of 10. Because I have these two things left over, so I multiply them. That's how I got the 10. And I have one group of 3 that comes out. That's how I got the 2. All right, last question. We've got 2x to the 2/3 equals 32. So again, I want to get the x to the 2/3 by itself. So I'm going to divide by 2, which gives me x to the 2/3 equals 16. And then I really would like to see this as x to the 1, because I'm trying to find out what x is. Well, if I want to get 1, I would multiply this. I would raise it to the 3/2 power. Right? Because fractions, power to a power means I multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 over 6 is 1. So this becomes x to the 1, and that becomes 16 to the 3/2. So when I do this, I can rewrite this as the square root of 16 cubed. And remember, it's an even root, so it is going to be a plus or minus, because that is a 2 right there. We could write a 2 in. So I always do plus or minus for even roots. So the square root of 16 is 4. So I have plus or minus 4 to the 3rd power. So positive 4 to the 3rd and negative 4 to the 3rd. So positive 4 to the 3rd is positive 64. Negative 4 to the 3rd is negative 64. So those are my two answers.